I'm deciding if I don't know. There's something weird about having a event that killed people as your fictional. You know what I mean? Like I don't know the
They made a movie
morality
about
of
the
that.
Titanic.
That's what I mean though. Like at the same time, the whole Titanic was like that. So I guess realistically, it's whatever.
Postal literally opened up with 9/11.
It doesn't really seem to have anything to do with the event itself, just
Yeah,
it happened alongside it.
I'm mainly just addressing it because I know someone's gonna bring it up.
I think it's honestly, I think it's just because anybody's going to be offended when you try to do stuff like that.
That's for sure.
But limiting creativity in that fashion, I don't think is productive.
No, I
Like,
think what they did really well is they didn't give names of people that died.
no,
Just said people died.
no.
Like that. That's done well.
Uh, Unrelated, me and Gonzo were watching Eventide Media the other day, like the last fucking video they posted. And there was some kind of entity like taking over a college campus.
Mm-hmm.
And like the news reported it as like a
School
school
shooting.
shooting because yeah, there were like gunshots and shit going off in the background. So
Mm-hmm.
like the news reported it as a school shooting in the Eventide Media thing, and people got in like a huge uproar about that. And in response,
He nukes
uh,
everything.
Aiden literally fucking nuked Eventide Media, which I fucking hated.
Not just
Jeez, I mean,
Eventide.
you could retcon
He
it,
nuked
just
just
change it.
about everything except for the Analog Archives Twitter.
It's like I'm just wondering what lengths people went through to make him suffer. That he was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking delete everything.
The server that I went to speculated he probably just had a fragile ego and it just easily cracked.
Well, a
Yeah,
lot of content creators are just like normal people, you know? They might not have the thickest backbone or anything like that. Like they're just creating because it's fun. So if something like this happens, I could totally see it them being like, you know what, screw it. Like, just I don't want to offend people. I just want to make something fun. And now people are upset. Yeah, I'm done.
yeah, like many artists are actually like not necessarily like social butterflies.
Right.
A lot of them are introverted and never wanted to have a publicly facing face, which is why most artists are reserved to becoming mainstream because then they know they would be subjected to public opinion.
Yeah, and a court of public opinion is a very ruthless thing.
Oh, they despise it. They're like fucking introverted for a reason. They're scared of people, scared of being judged by people. And people are cruel when they see shit they don't like. So it's not even like the people who don't want a publicly facing face are dumb or don't realize the benefits that that can produce. It's just the fact that they don't think um, it outweighs the bad, which is people call my home, people harass my family, people brand me as a monster when I do something controversial, which controversy honestly used to be the spirit of art. If uh, if it wasn't controversial, then you didn't really have creative freedom, and you really don't if things aren't allowed to be controversial.
So he had the actual audio from the shooting in his video.
No,
Um,
I'm pretty sure he just had a news report of a shooting, and like the college campus and like all of that was rendered in like Blender or some shit.
oh, so it wasn't even like real. It was just
No,
it's all weird. If it wasn't a real news recording and it was a fake college and a fake news story, then I really don't. I don't know. I'm weird though. I grew up in the 2000s and the top Newgrounds game was Pico's School, where you stop a school shooter. So what do I know? Times are different.
And I basically am too young to even notice if I ever even seen coverage of the Columbine high school shooting because I was like 10 years old when it happened.
there was a point when they were gonna make a video game where you play as a school shooter. So yeah,
Oh, is that
Uh,
Bethesda?
ironically enough, no,
I'm assuming all this is not going to be in the video.
no.
We're talking about school
if you don't
shooters and
want it
shit.
to be, just do let me know.
I mean, it's more of do you want to risk? your channel.
No.
I would not do it. No.
We actually are actually having a discussion with this, and I'm planning on including it because Sharpwing did have some good points with it. Nothing
I
of
mean, you could
controversy.
highly edit it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't glorify school shooting. I just said like, right, we have like violence, sex, explosions, murder, all sorts of different shit in media. We have forms of media where people literally got away with portraying national tragedy as tangential to the plot of their movies, and we didn't have huge public uproar. So, in my personal opinion, I didn't really feel like Eventide did anything that egregious.
I literally would just cut it off right where we stopped talking about Eventide and stuff. Like keep it relevant to what the conversation was. Like we don't have to
Yeah,
talk about Pico school and shit. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
yeah.
Alrighty then.
Um,
I'll remember
yeah,
that.
A lot of good points. Yeah, it's just like
we'll remind you. I
where
already,
does
Alright.
where do we limit creators,
where's the line?
Yeah,
and
where's the line?
And are you okay with limiting creative freedom like that, especially when it means your own media will also be limited in that regard?
Alright. Trying to
I think the
think of this
platform plays a
process.
huge part of it too. Not to get too into it, but I feel like it had this came out on like Odyssey or something, not as many people would have cared. But because it's YouTube.
I mean, that's actually broadly like I despise that notion. That's actually really pathetic. Like
What,
that
the people overreact?
uh
Well,
kind
I
of like
more so mean like YouTube's trying to be squeaky clean and family friendly, and it's like, well,
I
it,
agree.
like just put a fucking warning on it, like put an
I
18 and up thing.
I agree. I agree, and that's like pathetic because
Yeah,
in your efforts to become squeaky clean, you become uninteresting. You become stale.
there is that point where you like obviously there's the argument of oh well limits can how do I word this?
Limit
Like limitations can inspire creativity. That's what it was. But to a certain point, if you're super limited to where, okay, well, what the fuck? Now I can't use this in my story. I got to rewrite and redo everything.
yeah,
It
like
was the true measure of an artist is what he does with the limited tools.
Yeah,
basically, yeah. And I'm okay with limitation. But I don't like when you take like a fucking introvert like the Eventide guy and you're just like you had a fictional school shooting in a fictional setting. That's bad. It's like I don't think that does anything to exacerbate real world events.
no.
That's just an overreaction.
Yeah.